Okay, go for it, Tracee.
Yay, you did it. Okay, so today is all about efficiency and using that efficiency when we're talking about our planning, doing time blocking and things like that. Everybody knows that this is the method that I use. We've talked about this several different times, but we're going to go like Barney style today. We're going to break it down. So if you guys did your homework and you have your list of non-negotiables, like your times when you absolutely cannot fit in a Zoom, an interview, talking to a customer, whatever it might be, have that out, get it ready, and then either grab another sheet of paper or your planner if you haven't done it yet for this week, to jot down ideas for how you're going to do that planning. I just want to show you guys real quick what mine looks like. So I use lots of stickers. I love stickers. So if that's something that brings you joy, you're more likely to use your planner. So find whether that's a different type of planner, doing it online, making a Trello board, getting stickers, using fun pens, highlighters, whatever it is that's going to bring you joy when you are working in your planner every single day. Have that, use that over and over and over. The more you like your planner area, the more you are going to use it. And that is like the number one thing. You can plan out all of the things in the world. If you are not intentional with your time and make sure that you actually utilize it, it does no good whatsoever. Right? I could sit here for 7 hours and I can fill out my whole planner and like make it all pretty and awesome. And I love it so much. But if I don't pick it up and use it, if I don't check it 500 times a day, what was the point? I just wasted all of my time, right? So you can see right here, I have these big stickers. These signify our school time. That's just how I like to notate it in there. That is a no phone time for me. Right? That is when my phone gets put up. I let my team know beforehand. I will not have my phone. I'm going to school with the kids, yada, 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 whatever I need to say. Right? I will keep my phone on me in like case of like taking pictures and things like that to document us doing school. Little life hack for that, put your phone in airplane mode. If you put your phone in airplane mode, you can't get messages, you can't send messages, you're not being disturbed during your no phone time. And having those no phone times is super important. You don't want your entire day to be a no phone time, right? But you need to have time for your family. You need to have time set aside to do your chores, whatever it might be. So looking at your list of your non-negotiables, figure out how many hours of your day is a non-phone time, right? How many hours of your day is I'm having to school my kids, I'm having to play with them, I'm having to spend time with my spouse, I need to go to these doctor's appointments, I have this, job where I can't have my phone, whatever it might be. However many hours a day are non-phone times, you need to block those out, right? So whenever you're filling in your planner, whether that's Trello or whatever, make sure you're blocking those times out and you're notating that you will not have your phone on that. That way, whenever somebody messages you and they're like, oh, hey, can you do an interview at this time on this day or whatever, I cannot do it at 2 p.m., but I can do it at 1:30. Right? And don't be afraid to schedule in your work stuff back to back to back, because if you only have, let's say, 2 hours in the day that you can dedicate to this job, that's more than enough time. Right? You don't need to have 7 hours a day to dedicate to this. You can only have 2. That's fine. And if you're staggering things back to back to back, you're going to be able to get so much more done, right? 15 minutes for this interview here, 15 minutes for this Zoom here, 15 minutes for talking to my team, 15 minutes for doing these 3-way chats, right? You can have your teammates schedule the 3-way chats versus you just readily being available. It all depends on what your circumstances are. For me, I don't have to schedule 3-way chats because I'm always here, right? So the only time that I can't is if I'm schooling the kids. So people already know, like, I'm not going to put her in a 3-way chat between this time and this time because she's not going to answer me, right? Everywhere else, I'm available. It's fine. Next thing that you're going to want to do is you want to look at the amount of time that you have that you are going to be able to use your phone. And you want to figure out how you are going to get your IPAs done in that time. Are you going to do it like me, where you have a full hour, where you're sitting down and you're banging out all this work in an hour? Or are you going to do it 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, however that might be? Whatever seems to work best for your schedule. And every single day doesn't have to be the same. If your Mondays and your Tuesdays are really, really busy and you need to schedule in 5 minutes at 8 a.m. to do RCMs, and then 5 minutes at 9:15 to do story interactions, and then 10 minutes at 12 to do this or what, you know what I mean? That's fine. And then on Wednesday, if that's a less busy day for you, you can do an hour at a time, right? You know your schedule, you know what your limitations are, and you know like what you can fit into each of your days. So yours is not going to look like Heather's or mine or anybody else's, and that's fine. You just want to make sure that you are allotting enough time for you to be able to get those IPAs done. Now, whenever I say enough time, that leaves a lot open for interpretation, right? Like how much is enough time? That's going to depend on you. How intentional are you being with your time? When you pick up your phone and you're doing your RCMs, are you getting stuck in scrolling? Or are you intentional with your time and you know, I am RCMing Denise, I am RCMing Dakota, I am RCMing Haley, I am RCMing Sue Ellen. And you already know their names. You have it written down right here in your planner, right? Or you're using some sort of RCM tracker pad, whatever system works for you. Have them written down. Have the forethought to pre-plan that out on your less busy day. For me, all of my planning happens on Sundays. So whenever I sit down on Sundays, I literally write out who I'm going to RCM. I write out who I'm going to follow up with based off of my tracker pad that I have for RCMs from the week before that, right? Whoever I RCM on a Monday, I follow up with them on a Wednesday. Whoever I RCM on a Tuesday, I follow up with them on Thursday, so on and so forth. So it's pretty simple for me to sit down on Sunday when I'm doing my planning and grab my tracker pad from last week and be able to move those people over, right? And that makes it to where my RCMs can take, I mean, okay, I'm not going to lie. Mine take me a lot longer than 5 minutes because I struggle with RCMs, but that's not everybody's struggle. You don't have to struggle with RCMs. If you are Hillary, you get your RCMs done in 30 seconds, right? So know what you struggle with, know what is easier for you, and allot a right amount of time to get that done. So now let's say you set up yourself for 10 minutes of RCM time and you're supposed to do 4 RCMs and you get through 2 of them and it's reached the end of that 10-minute time. What are you going to do? Well, you're going to move those other 2 RCMs to one of the time slots that you left blank. I have far fewer blank spots than I would like to have. I'm trying to find ways that I can add more in there, but like this 2-hour span right here, that's blank. We have no Zooms there. Justin is bringing the kids to hockey on that day. It's not my day to do hockey. That's 2 hours that I can catch up on housework. Or if I have slacked off that day or ran out of time doing my IPAs, that's 2 hours that I can fit in right there. That's also 2 hours that I know if somebody needs me to do an interview or if I need to do an interview, I can schedule it for that time because it's left empty, right? Do the same thing that you do for your IPAs. You need to do the same thing for your post. You need to know how much time it's going to take you to do your post. If you are somebody that works, you need to schedule in time to have your post pre-made. Even if you don't work, even if just your posts are a struggle for you or you're really busy with your kids or whatever, utilize one of the many apps that are listed in the social media content strategy board on Trello and pre-work your posts, right? You can take your pictures that you've already taken from weeks past, whatever, you can have that put in the app. You can go ahead and type up what it is that you need to type up. And you know, on Monday at noon, this is going to be my afternoon post. I'm going to be in the middle of this work meeting. So I'm going to have it set to post on its own. It's really that simple. It really is. I promise. It sounds like a lot. It's not a lot. You download the app, you set it up to your Facebook or your Instagram, and then you pre-make your post. If you don't like using one of the apps, Instagram has this neat little feature where you can put the picture, you can put the words that you want to use, including your hashtags, whatever, and then you just hit the back button and then click save as draft. And it will save it as a draft. And you can have 100 drafts saved, right? So those come in handy whenever you have those like a lot of my posts are story time posts of like what we're doing that day. I can't really schedule those out. Right? Because it's like, I can't tell you on a Wednesday what I'm going to be doing on Saturday. I don't know because it's not Saturday yet. Right. But if I was going to be using a post where I was just talking about the benefits of Black Label DFT, I could take any picture that I've taken in the last 2 years with my Black Label DFT. I could have the picture preloaded in the app. I could have the caption typed up and I can know I'm going to be at the orthodontist for Delilah's appointment from 11 to 12. I'm not going to be able to do my peak time at 11:30. So I'm going to have this post set to post for me. So whenever you are scheduling in your time, if something like that is what you need to do, you need to schedule in content planning time. So from 6 to 7 a.m. every single morning, even on Sundays, that is my content planning time. For me, I'm not scheduling my posts, but I am doing all of my stories. right? So I am getting together all of my pictures or videos from me doing my skincare or taking my steps. I have a content, guys, shh. I have a content calendar in my other planner right here where I literally pre-write out on every single day an idea or 7, however many come to me, about what I want to post in my story that day. So today is International Women's Day. I already have my stuff pre-made from this morning during my content planning time. And it's pictures of all of my like friends here in Lavelle and in our team and all of that, and talking about why I want to celebrate them on International Women's Day. So they're already made, they're already in my phone. When I'm ready to post them later on, I can go through and I can post them. Right? Does that make sense? So make sure you're scheduling in time to do that as well. Obviously, everybody's schedule is going to look different. So you need to be really, really honest with yourself and look at what things you are deeming like, I can't have my phone during this time, so I can't possibly attend this Zoom, or I can't possibly work on content or whatever, and what things actually are impossible for you to get on a Zoom. I want to give a couple of examples for that. And again, everybody runs their business differently. So if you disagree with me, that's totally okay. It's your business to run however you see fit. But for me, making dinner is not an excuse not to get on a Zoom. For me, bathing my kids is not an excuse for me to not get on a Zoom, because I know I can set my computer on the counter, I can have the Zoom on, and I can be doing what it is that I'm doing. I don't have to be like sitting right here in this spot, like notes in hand for every single Zoom. Right? I mean, I am for the most part, because I schedule my day around my Zooms, because my Zooms are like key for my business growth, right? That's what I feel like. I feel like making the time for these Zooms is of the utmost importance, right? It's like IPAs, Zooms, and then all the rest of my shit. So I make sure that I have my day planned around them. However, not everybody's going to do that. So if you are not planning your day around the Zooms, make sure that you are not making excuses for when you can or cannot get on a Zoom. If you are cooking dinner, you can absolutely still get on a Zoom. Throw your headphones on, listen in. If you're bathing your kid, if you're walking your dog, whatever, like put your headphones on, listen into the Zoom. You don't have to miss all of the Zooms because of simple things like that. Obviously, there are people like Miss Denise who can be at work listening to a Zoom, and then there are people who can't be on a Zoom while they're at work, right? There are obviously times when that's going to happen. And if that's the case, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just plan out in your calendar which Zooms you're going to be able to attend, right? Like make a mental note of which ones you're going to be able to attend. And if you know that there's one, like for example, if the mindset Zoom on Monday evenings, yes, Monday evenings is like your go-to Zoom. You love that Zoom, but you're going to have, that's whenever you're having like a dinner party or something like that. Go to the kitchen and like listen in, or, catch the replay or something like that, but schedule that in, because if you just say, I'm going to catch the replay, and then you don't actually go back and catch the replay, you just missed out on all of that valuable information. So I literally, I jot down in here, if I ever miss a Zoom or if I ever miss an IPA time, I write it in my planner, like missed IPA. So I know I need to make that up, right? Like this book right here is me yelling at myself all day long to make sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do, including school my kids, or like I have on the bottom, spend time with Justin. Like that's literally written on the bottom of every single day of my planner, because I need the mental note to remember to turn off my phone, put it down, leave my planners and my books alone, and go spend time with my husband. It might be sad. People might judge me for that, but I got goals and I want to get my family to a certain level of comfort. And in order to do that, I have to be a workaholic, right? So I have to schedule in time with my husband. Don't feel like you are doing the wrong thing by having to schedule in time with your husband. It's important. I got these nifty little stickers, which obviously you don't need stickers, but I got these nifty little stickers right here that say live. And whenever it's a day for me to go live, whenever I have planned that out in my content planner, that I'm going to go live on my morning time post or my afternoon post or whatever, I put the little sticker there so that, again, it's just like a visual reminder. This is when I'm supposed to be going live. That way I never miss it. Right? So when you are sitting down and you are writing all of this in and you're being really, really true and honest with yourself, you're going to be able to see maybe some of the times that you were making excuses with how much time you might have or not have to dedicate to this job. You might be able to see some times that you could easily fit in an extra 5 minutes of IPA time. And I cannot stress to you guys enough the value behind staying up later, even just 30 minutes, or waking up earlier. Again, even just 30 minutes. You don't have to wake up like a crazy person like I do 5 hours before your family does. That doesn't need to happen, right? Even just 30 minutes is sufficient. But that time, if you are intentional with it, that's the key to all of this. You have to be intentional with it. If you are intentional with that time, that's 30 minutes of IPA work that you can get done. Maybe that for you is like 3 times the amount of IPA time that you normally spend. Right? Or maybe if posts are like a really weak spot for you and you have a hard time making sure that you post on time and you're making valuable posts and all of that stuff, that 30 minutes right there, that could be the time that you write up your 3 posts for the day. And that takes that like strain off of you throughout the rest of the day. Plus, it's going to help your business because now you're going to be making sure that you're posting on time every day and you're posting valuable content. Let's see. I have power cleaning hours. Yes. I write those in there too. So like we do like our general chores and whatnot at 9. And then I have like my chores written in. So I know on Mondays, I deep clean the kitchen. On Tuesdays, I do the bathrooms. On Wednesdays, I do the bedrooms. On Thursdays, I do the laundry. On Fridays, I do the floors, so on and so forth. Like I have each of my days where I do like a more deep cleaning thing. In the perfect world, I would be able to get all of those things done exactly as scheduled, but I also know enough to give myself grace. So if you do schedule things and you're not able to get it done, just move it to another time slot, move it to another day and do better the next day, right? So like, I'm not always perfect at getting the cleaning done because again, I am a workaholic. And if I am giving the opportunity to skip out on folding laundry to do an interview with somebody, guess who's going to be not doing laundry? Me. Right? Like we all got clean clothes in a basket somewhere, find some and wear it. I don't care. But if that is something that is like super important to you, which it should be, don't be like me, make your family and your house a priority. If that is something that is important to you, make sure that you're scheduling it in. There's nothing wrong with that, with saying like, I need this 15 minutes to deep clean my kitchen counters, right? Like go through, clear everything off, get them wiped down. You'll feel so much better about it whenever you're done with it, right? And you'll be able to get it done more often if you're scheduling it in and then sticking to that schedule. Heather, was there anything else that you wanted me to go over, or does anybody have any questions or anything?
No, I mean, I'm learning as much here, so I'm not the pro. I think that's good though. Like remembering to build your business around your non-negotiables and the things you need to do for your family so that your business doesn't start to overwhelm and you feel like you need to pick and choose, because you can do both. You just need to prioritize.
You can absolutely have your cake and eat it too. That's something that I have said from day one in this journey. I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want to be a bomb ass wife, a bomb ass mom, and a bomb ass promoter. And I'm going to do it because I'm going to hold myself accountable and I'm going to make sure that I do it.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely. I think it's good. Use your planner as your lifeline. A lot of people say they're not planner people. It's one of those things that I think anybody can be a planner person. It just takes building the habit to do that. And once you learn how much you can rely on it and how much better it can keep you on task, whether you do it digitally or on paper or however, I think it really can be a game changer for all of us, especially juggling so many things. So, yeah, I love it. I'm going to definitely rewatch and go through my own again. But thank you. I appreciate it.
One last piece of advice that I can offer you guys, do some research. If you don't already have a planner that you love, that you're working with, do some research on planners before you just go and buy one, right? Like ask around, ask what everybody's favorites are, look up pictures of them, see if the format, the layout, and all of that is going to work for you. At one point in time, I had 7 planners that I was doing the exact same thing in, because I couldn't find one that worked for me. That's a lot of money that I wasted on planners. not necessary. You know what I mean? Do some research first. I wish that I would have done better with that. I do love my Erin Condren now. I don't think I will ever use another planner specifically for this. And then the one that I use for my content is $15 from Michael's. It's like, it's dirty. I have 10 kids. Don't judge me, but it's like a hardback, right? And it's huge. So it's a goal setting planner. And in the front, it has like, I'm not gonna be able to find it now. The hey, man. It has like a vision board section. So I have my vision board in here. It also has like monthly, I don't know where it's at. It has like monthly breakdowns of like that, the spinning wheel thing. So you could like mark which goals you've met, which goals you haven't met. Like it's legit. And then it has a month for each month or whatever. At the beginning of it, it has a schedule so that you can literally write out from 5 a.m. in the morning until 10 p.m. at night what you're doing every hour. Like this is the first thing I do, second thing I do, third thing, whatever. That way you have that in the front of your planner. Then it has the month at a glance, which is very big squares. That's where I do all of my story content planning. And then the weekly layout, I'll show you a blink one so you can see. The weekly layout are these really big rectangles. So like this whole thing is Monday right here. So I write my power hours here. I write 1, 2, 3 and do my post ideas here. And then I use this side to track my Zooms. I need to have my Zooms written down in like multiple places because they're that important to me. If they're not that important to you, you don't need to write them down in like 7 different places. Other tips, sorry. One last thing and then I'm done, I promise. On my phone, I went and I set alarms for important things that I need to do with my kids and with work. So I have my power hours in here. 10 minutes before my power hour starts, my phone yells at me and tells me it's time for you to get ready for your power hour. So I finish up whatever other task I'm doing so that I can do my power hour. At noon, it goes off to let me know it's time to feed your kids and get ready to turn off your phone. So I start wrapping up. Yes, I have to have an alarm to feed my kids. I start wrapping up like whatever it is that I'm doing, let my team know at 1 o'clock, my time, my phone goes off, I'm doing school, whatever. So set alarms in your phone. That'll remind you. That's another little tip, whatever. And then that airplane mode trick has been like huge for me, putting your phone in airplane mode so that it's not off. You can still use it for pictures, but it's not like dinging at you every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much, Tracee. Definitely find what works for you, but I would, after doing a couple different planners, like Tracee said, I would suggest ones that break it down hourly, if not half hour or even 15 minutes. Because then you write things in order and you can literally just go down the list as the time moves throughout the day. Yeah. Swellen says I use Do Not Disturb. There's lots of options. You just kind of have to find your groove with it. But it can absolutely be a game changer when it comes to being efficient. So thank you so much, Tracee, for doing this. I know we've been wanting a big time blocking Zoom, so perfect opportunity. And obviously reach out if you guys have questions. So thanks for hopping